What's going on, you guys? It is your man Morgan. Man, thank you so much for tuning back into yet another episode of Falcon Friday right here on the Morgan Man Sports Podcast, powered by Undrafted Sports Network. Guys, this is both the YouTube and the podcast version right here. So I'm definitely excited to be back on the YouTube version for once in a gosh, 3-4 months now. The last YouTube episode I had was with AJ Torres talking about Sly Cooper, and that was like a 2 hour video right there. So definitely it was hype. Definitely. Excuse me, it's been a long day. So guys, I do want to quickly address this situation that's came up. But I am switching jobs right now from my current employer of, I'm not gonna say because and all that, but I'm coming from a grocery store, and I mean I'm still like staying into like the retail business a little bit, but it's going to be a lot much more, like mandatory, like on demand job. It's I'm going to be working for Coca-Cola United from my past employer, and be a large store sales merchandiser. So definitely I'm going to be getting up super early in the mornings and stuff like that. So I want to quickly address that because this could affect my podcasting schedule on Tuesday and Fridays. And if it does, I can quickly just switch over to my off days from work and just upload podcasts all day like that. Well, not all day, but like podcasts each day on my days off, and then just take that rest of the time off like that. But if I get off early and still alive, like like ready to conquer the rest of my day, getting off at 12, 1 o'clock p.m., then yeah, definitely I'll still do Tuesday and Friday episodes. But right now, I'm going to take next week off completely because that's when I start next week, Monday through Friday, and I'll have the weekend off. So I will definitely let you guys know definitely what is going to happen. If I get every weekend off, that would be great. But I am not uploading a podcast on the weekend because I have heard that is not a good idea to upload podcasts on a weekend because everybody's like just living pretty much. So now, since we got the little stuff like that out of the way, let's talk about Atlanta Falcons projected starters for the 2021 NFL season. So my list right here, pretty much, this is no different from last year, except you have a few little faces right here. So quarterback, definitely Matt Ryan. Running back, Mike Davis. That is the first change right there from last year's offense to this year's offense. And because Todd Gurley is a free agent, and where the hell is he even signed at? Pretty much, I don't even know. Like, no one even knows where he's signed at. I haven't even heard the news of Todd Gurley even signing with any team. So it's going to take like the year off, or I mean, what's going to happen? But anyways, Mike Davis definitely a huge upgrade, but we'll get to that here in a minute. Wide receiver, you got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Tight end, you got Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. Of course, Kyle Pitts is the new addition to this offense because he is the rookie from this year's 2021 NFL draft. Next up on the offensive line, you got left tackle Jake Matthews, left guard Jalen Mayfield, our new rookie. Center Matt Hennessy definitely is a great addition to the center position because we did draft him last year, and he I can't even speak today. He's learned from Alex Mack, so definitely I feel comfortable putting Matt Hennessy in the center position. Right guard, right tackle definitely has not changed since 2018 from Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry. So I really like that right there. This O line is definitely young. They're big, physical. I'm not saying much right here because I am a big person, but um, they're kind of like like heavyweights a little bit, but can still maneuver very fast, and that's what an O line really needs to be, like just fat and but still muscly and like move around really fast and guard their quarterback. And definitely, I know Matt Ryan is going to feel comfortable this season behind this O line. On defense, you got Dante Fowler Jr., Grady Jarrett, Stephen Means, all on that defensive line. Linebacker core, you got Deion Jones, Foye Oluwakan, outside linebacker, Barcavius Mingo, if I'm pronouncing that right, please do excuse me. Cornerback, you got AJ Terrell, Kendall Sheffield, Fabian Morale, and then for safety, you got Duron Harmon and Richie Grant. Definitely, this is some great additions right here to the Atlanta Falcons defense and offense as well. We're, I believe, tied for like eighth with the Colts and the Browns for having like a very young team. So this is definitely what the Falcons need is a young team, but also with some of the vets. Granted, like Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Definitely, if you have the vets right there of them two, and Calvin Ridley is becoming a vet himself because I believe this is going to be, and well, actually, this is going to be his fifth year right here with Atlanta. He's definitely put in the numbers, and once he signs this other contract, he's going to officially become the vet of this team right here, but still a very young vet at that. So I like it. I really do. This is going to be an exciting year for the Atlanta Falcons. But let's talk about Mike Davis right here. So Mike Davis was one of the big winners of the 2021 NFL draft, with Atlanta not opting to select a running back. The new Falcons front office correctly evaluated Davis as an upgrade over Todd Gurley, who was taken 116 picks ahead of Davis of the 2015 NFL draft and is now a free agent after posting career worst production 842 scrimmage yards in his single season in Atlanta. Davis, who signed in March after logging 1,015 scrimmage yards and 8 touchdowns in Carolina while helping to fill in for Christian McCaffrey, doesn't have much competition for snaps and is joining a runner-friendly scheme coached by Arthur Smith for the Atlanta Falcons. Davis's chances for success are especially high because of the Falcons have a promising offensive line and a lot of vertical weapons to distract defenses. Opponents will beg the Falcons to run. So yeah, definitely this is gonna be an exciting season. Seriously, who will the defenses line up to? Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Kyle Pitts. At the same time, they can auto single coverage, and they're bound to see plenty of mismatches. Ridley's development into a top 15 wide receiver has already happened. The note above is why I'm begging the Falcons not to trade Julio Jones. This offense could blast off to the moon, and they could. The Falcons could really be a top, the top like number one offense in the entire NFL. But this defense is what I'm worried about. Can DPs deliver? Yes, he can. But I've looked at some of the tape and stuff. There's not a lot of turnovers as far as like pick sixes or just interceptions in a DP's defense. Yes, they're going to be aggressive and they're going to stop you on third down and fourth down, but it's just not a lot of turnovers, and that's what really worries me. But when you got a young stud in AJ Terrell, you got Deion Jones, they can pick the ball off easily. I have no problem with that. Even for Dan Quinn and sort of like a worse defense for the Atlanta Falcons with his regime, Deion Jones was still coming up with pick sixes and interceptions. And AJ Terrell, I mean, yes, I mean, he was a rookie last year. Let's not forget about that. But for him being on a worse defense, he still picked up 2 interceptions last year. Okay, yeah, that's pretty damn great if you ask me for being in one of the worst defenses in the entire NFL. So, guys, this is definitely going to be a great year for the Atlanta Falcons. The offensive line is very young, talented, is very athletic for despite, the big heaviness of the body and everything. So it's pretty good. It's really damn great. And I am super excited for this O-line, Mike Davis running everything. It's a huge upgrade over Todd Gurley. But I'm just curious, guys, please leave me a comment down below if you're on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast version, leave me a DM, or send me a public tweet at Sports Podcast. Definitely be right here. I had to angle that. And just, tell me, where's Todd Gurley at? Because I haven't really heard any sort of news about Todd Gurley signing with another team. Hopefully the Atlanta Falcons will. Hopefully they will, because Todd Gurley, despite the lack of production that we did get from him last year, he was still a touchdown machine, man. Still a touchdown machine. What was it? Eight to nine touchdowns just last year. That was an improvement from just overall from the Devontae Freeman era that we got of lack of running touchdowns. So, yeah, guys, again, this is going to be an exciting season for the Atlanta Falcons, but that is my projected starters for the 2021 NFL season for the Atlanta Falcons. And if you did enjoy today's video slash podcast, make sure to like button wherever you're listening from. I'm on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcast, YouTube, anywhere that you can tell your smart speaker or your smartphone, hey, play the Morgan Man Sports Podcast. Guarantee you it's going to pop up. But until then, guys, Morgan, we'll catch you all later. Peace.